Welcome to my madness once again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Sentinel fighting armor Captain America. I mean, it's Bandai, but this is their Sentinel line of figures here. And we've got the figure there. Kind of hard to see with the reflection there. But don't worry, we're going to take him out of the package and take a look at him here. But here we have him, Sentinel, armored up Captain America. Very excited to get this thing. We'll talk about price at the end, but I got a pretty good deal on this, I think I did. So let's go ahead, crack this guy open, and see what we've got inside. Alright, so here we have him. We'll look at accessories real quick first. Of course, we do get a stand here, and there are a few different ways you can use this. You could just use it as a stand for the figure. You've got this piece here, so you can get him in all different positions. And this actually connects to the stand by popping this little piece off the bottom, and then you pop one of these little clear pieces out, and it kind of slides in there and rides on a track in there like that. This isn't something I'm really going to mess with, but you do have that option if you want. And then of course you can clip that around his waist, or he does have peg holes in the back, and you can use that to connect him to it if you want to do it that way. But like I said, I'm not really going to worry too much about the stand. Don't really use stands in my displays. Then of course we do get some extra sets of hands. So we've got some open hands here with our little kind of Iron Man repulsor blasters there in the center. And then of course we do have extra of each one of these hands. So right now he's got a right fisted hand on and an open left hand, or a gripping left hand. So we've got the other two hands there. So he comes with 3 sets of hands, comes with a stand, and then of course he does come with the shield, which looks really nice. It is odd, you've got this piece here. And I know it can make it look like he's throwing the shield and things like that, but yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's this weird arm that you can kind of move around, and you know, you put that in his hand, he grips onto it, and it's a really nice shield. Just an odd piece here on the back. I don't dislike it. It's just weird to have that on there like that, and I'll show you how that works here in just a little bit, how you can clip it to his hand or to his back or whatever. But then we have the figure itself, which is really, really nice. I like it a lot. Now, of course, this is Sentinel, so we do have metal pieces on here. And I'm not exactly sure what all on here is metal. I know the crotch piece here is metal. The whole upper torso is metal. These pieces here in the middle, lower torso, are plastic. The arms are plastic. And I believe the lower legs and feet are plastic. I think the upper thighs are metal. And then I'm not sure if these ball joints here at the hip are metal or plastic. But it's got significant weight. I weighed this thing against another Captain America figure, one of my Marvel Legends, which is also within this same scale. And I know that might be something that might be a deal breaker for some people, because you know, Marvel Legends puts out most of the Marvel figures, and so you want something that's going to be in the same scale, or some people don't. Some people like true 6-inch scale. And I'll do some size comparisons here with some other figures, but he is Marvel Legends size. So he is close to about 6.5 inches tall, which I prefer myself as opposed to true 6-inch scale. But he's got some heft compared to a standard Captain America figure. He weighs almost twice what a standard Marvel Legends Captain America weighs, depending on what what figure you're comparing him to, but roughly twice the weight because of the metal on the figure, which honestly just gives it a solid feel. It's hard to describe, but it just feels really, really well made and feels good. I really, really dig the way this thing is. When we look at all the different, sculpting pieces on there, we've got like the little rockets on the back of the legs. You know, you've got this back piece here, which I'll show you how that works for his shield. You know, the design on the head looks great. It's a 2-piece design on the head, so you've got this top piece that rocks, then you've got that bottom piece there, and then of course the head itself is on a ball joint, and then the neck is also on a ball joint, so you get a decent amount of movement. Not a lot of up, because his head hits this back piece here that is made for the shield. I think if that wasn't there, his head could look up quite a bit more. As far as articulation goes, you know, he's got double jointed elbows, so he can get his arms up that much. He does have rotation there at the bicep, ball joint, shoulders. His ab crunch, or, you know, diaphragm joint, he's got that top diaphragm joint, but because he's got two different joints here in the lower torso there, I mean, look how far he can go back. You know, because he's got double diaphragm joints in there, and how far he can go over. So a lot of movement here in the upper torso. You can do a lot with this. Lots of twisting and moving and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. You know, you got the ball joint wrists, which work pretty well. You know, hips go up to about there, give or take. They do have the drop down feature on them there, right there in the upper leg there. We do have double jointed knees. Boots are pretty good. You've got ball joints there, and you've also got toe articulation there. And then of course you have this extra piece here that you can kind of move forward in the armor. So if you want to get his foot really, really far forward, you can do that, and the armor just kind of moves out of the way. So lots of articulation on this guy. Lots of articulation on this guy. He feels good, you know what I mean? Like, he feels solid and well made. Tons of great articulation. Paint is on point. Sculpt is amazing. Really, really, really well done. I mean, I just don't have any complaints about this figure, except for one. It's not really a complaint, it's just the design. And I'll show that when I do some comparisons with some other figures here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But honestly, that's just the design of the figure, and, you know, not really something I'm complaining about. It just would have been cool had something been a little bit different. But man, like I said, paint, sculpt, articulation, everything is great on this guy. He looks amazing. And now we're going to go ahead and throw some other figures up, and we will see how this guy stacks up to those. All right, so first comparison with a couple of imports here. Of course, on the left, we've got the Figma Avengers Captain America. On the right, we've got the SH Figuarts, I believe this is Endgame Captain America. And obviously, these two are much more standard, true 6-inch scale figures. And you can see he's considerably bigger than them. He's just bigger, wider, bulkier, taller, pretty much everything across the board. And that's why I say he works in really good with like a Marvel Legends collection. Because while I do love these figures, I love Figma and SH Figuarts, the vast majority of my collection, of course, is Marvel Legends, because they make the most Marvel figures. And as a Marvel fan, obviously that's where my personal collection is going to gravitate towards. And so a figure like this is going to fit in much better with the rest of my collection than these two will. All right, now for some good comparisons here. Of course, we've got him with a couple of Marvel Legends on the left. We've got the 80th anniversary Captain America on the right. We've got the new Ultimate Captain America. And you can see he's a little bit shorter than the 80th anniversary Captain America, but he's right about the same height as the new Ultimate Captain America, which makes him perfect for a Marvel Legends collection to kind of put him into that. And then we get to the one thing that, again, I won't call it a complaint, but something that I wish would have been taken into consideration, which is when comparing him to these two guys here, while you've got generally the same height and the same scale, it doesn't look like Captain America in armor, because you look at the size of this head and the size of the arms and things, and it doesn't look like Captain America could fit in this suit. And while I still absolutely love this figure, and it's absolutely going to go on my Captain America shelf with the rest of these, it is noticeable if you're really paying attention. It doesn't look like Captain America in some sort of fighting armor. If that was the case, you would kind of need it to be a 7-inch scale figure and be bigger than these two Captain Americas, which then we get back to true 6-inch scale compared to the Figma and the SH Figuarts we were looking at. He does look like Captain America in armor. So again, this could go in your collection either way. Obviously for me, you know, mostly Marvel Legends, it's going to go with that, and I'm fine with that. But it is something that maybe might get you there in the back of your head. If you got a little OCD, you look at this and go, well, that couldn't possibly be guy in armor. I don't really care, but I wanted to throw it out there to you guys. All right, so first we're going to talk about price, and then I'm going to show you how you can work this shield into his backpack. But when it comes to price, we got to ask ourselves the question, is it worth it? Now, regular retail on this guy is $95 usually. Somewhere in that ballpark, whether you're talking about one of the online retailers or your local comic shop or whatever, usually it's around 95 bucks. And then, of course, you work in tax and shipping and that kind of stuff, depending on where you get it, and you're looking at 105 to 110 bucks for this guy. Question being, is it worth it? Now, at that price, it's worth about the same as 4 Marvel Legends figures. Is it worth 4 Marvel Legends figures? And I say yes. Yes, it is. It's a phenomenal figure. Everything about it is just damn near perfect and wonderfully done. Much better than just about any Marvel Legends figure you're going to get out there. And if you're looking for just an amazing Captain America figure to put in your collection, something cool, something different, something tech, I mean, this is an amazing choice. And if all you have to do is forego 4 other Marvel Legends or something else like that to get this one, you're only down 3 action figures at that point in your collection. And you get something like this. So I absolutely think it's worth it at full retail. Now, that being said, I didn't buy this at full retail. A couple weeks ago, Entertainment Earth had a sale where this was going for $69.99. They were having a outlet clearance sale, which I believe it's still in their outlet clearance, but I think the price has now been bumped up to $79.99. But I picked it up at that $70 price range, which is a great deal because at that price, I've paid less than the equivalent of 3 Marvel Legends, and absolutely it's worth it at that. Of course, it's worth it at the $80 price they have it right now. I think it's worth it at the full retail price if you're a collector and just want a really, really cool Captain America figure. Hands down, I think it's a great choice. So that's my opinion on that. I do want to show you how this works here on the backpack with the, with the shield there. Of course, with the shield, we've got it like that, and you can kind of have it out like that so it can look like he's throwing it or whatever. But you basically just take that out there, and then you've got this clip here at the top, this ridge right there, that you kind of just, if you open the shield up a little bit like that, you kind of take it and pop it into there, and then you can kind of have it on his back like that. And so that's how you get the shield on there. But I just wanted to show that because I forgot to do that a little bit earlier. But look, guys, this is a great figure. And this has been around for a while. It's not like this is a new figure or anything like that. So I'm not sitting here trying to put this out as though this is some new review that nobody's seen before. Everybody's seen this. I saw this thing for quite a while before I finally picked one up. It just got to a price that I just couldn't pass it up. I mean, come on, 70 bucks for something that usually goes for around 100. And I absolutely thought it was worth it at that price already. There was no way I was going to pass this up. So very, very happy with this purchase. Think I got a good deal. Think even at full retail, it's still a good deal because this is easily worth the money in your collection as far as when you compare it to what other things you could get for that same price. Hands down, I think it's a great choice. So that is it, guys. Would love to hear what you guys think. Do you have this figure? Do you want this figure? If you have this figure and the SH Figuarts armored up Iron Man, I can't remember what that one's called, the other Bandai armored figure that's out there. What do you think of the two? Because I've seen both of them up close and personal. I definitely prefer this one to that one for a multitude of reasons, primarily just because that SH Figuarts one just looks like a repainted Iron Man figure, whereas this is all new sculpt, at least as far as I can tell, and looks amazing. Plus, you know, the heft of the metal pieces on it really stand out to me. But would love to hear what you guys think, so let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and always remember to enjoy your collection.